You can also find multi-key management is a challenge, but like I told you with round robin example, you can stay within your allowed tier limits by adding multiple providers from multiple keys from same provider, say OpenAI, and add them as two different providers and same LLM, but with round robin routing, you can use them, or you can go across multi-provider, right? Some from Gemini, some from Azure, and so on. If, like I mentioned, if you get spikes certain time of the day between 10 and 1, and if you want during that time your faster model to respond, and then other times of the day you want your slower but reasoning model to respond, then you can set it up with time-based routing. We also have keyword-based routing, which is kind of pretty common and basic use case. But the most interesting one I want to highlight is a query-based routing. So 68% of the queries, as per the study done by OpenAI, 68% of the queries are simplistic queries like what is the capital of this, or who was prime minister of that country, and so on, right? So these are called simplistic queries. They don't need a lot of reasoning, okay? Versus solving a problem with a lot of complexity for, say, jet engine airflow equations, right? That will require some reasoning capabilities. So based on your query, if it's a simple query, send it to a simpler LLM. If it is a complex query, send it to a more complex reasoning LLM that can handle those. This will not only reduce your latencies, but also reduce your cost and improve the performance. If 68% of your queries, and again, I don't know what's your use case particularly, but if majority of your queries are simplistic, you might want to use simpler, smaller language models, right? It is your choice. You don't have to use the hammer for every single job. You can choose your tools wisely. And those are the choices you have with different routing options. Now you'll ask me, hey, can I do query-based routing along with time-based routing? Yes, there are those options as well. Query-based plus fallback, or fallback with time-based routing. Those are different options that you'll have. So you can combine them for your different use cases as well. Let's talk about the single pane of glass for builders, right? So you want, if you run an application, right, that same application similar to the one I showed you, right? You make a call and you get the response back. You want to track that request. What happened to every single request that was made to an LLM? You want to ideally see the OpenTelemetry logs and your waterfall visualization, so that you can actually see what is taking longer time, right? And then have a performance analytics dashboard, comprehensive dashboard. I'm going to show you that dashboard as well, that not only lists performance of each model, but what are your costs, what are your savings, right? And so on. So this is what the waterfall looks like for any particular query. This is just, it shows you that there are 10 spans in this particular request ID. The total response time was 7.47 seconds, and then prompt was rendered in less than 1 microsecond. And then majority of the call was to the provider. It took 7.46 seconds, and then we actually added the guardrails, but guardrails did not take much long time, and then we got the response back, right?